acknowledged thought leader of our times. His name is synonymous with excellence in the areas of education, entrepreneurship, and philanthropy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Frank F. Islam.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, esteemed members of the faculty, students and staff, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for that kind introduction. Thank you for your hospitality and your warm welcome. I'd also like to express my deep gratitude to the Vice Chancellor for his leadership, for his sacrifice, and for his service. Let's give him a big round of applause. I said it before, but I must say it again. It is good to be back at Aligarh Muslim University. I'm proud to be standing here and looking at you today. I never felt so blessed. A lot of things brings us together as we're linked by common goals, common cause, and common commitment, and bonded by shared history, shared heritage, shared background, and shared belief. Let me take one step further. As I look around, I see me in you, I see the future of India, and I see all of you, the future of the world. You are the promise and potential of India and the world. You are the heart and the soul of this nation. So this is the place where my journey began. AMU shaped my story and determined my destiny. AMU provided me with the basic building block to become a successful entrepreneur, to assume serious responsibilities, and most importantly, to become a passionate leader. I would not be the person I am today if I would not have received education at Aligarh Muslim University. What's best in me, I owe it to Aligarh Muslim University. It is my pleasure and privilege to be with all of you here today in Kennedy Hall. Unfortunately, we are not in Kennedy Hall, but a hall named after President Kennedy to deliver this speech. And I titled my speech, Answering President Kennedy's Call, The Critical Need for Civic Engagement in the 21st Century. I can think of no more appropriate place or time so close to India's Republic Day and shortly after the United States inaugurated a new president to discuss this topic of civic engagement. It just struck me as I was preparing these remarks that President Kennedy, the 35th president of the United States, has been dead for more than half a century. He was just struck dead by an assassin bullet on November 22, 1963. This year, we will celebrate his 100th birthday anniversary, and all of us should draw inspiration from the enduring ideals often ascribed to President Kennedy: courage, freedom, justice, service, and gratitude. My role model is President John F. Kennedy, not because he was a politician, but because he was a man of peace who called upon all of us to get involved and to make a positive difference in our country and around the world. He inspired all of us about public service. He established the platform and parameters for others to follow in his footsteps and to be pathfinders and the difference makers. Let me begin, however, with a quote from President Kennedy. When he was inaugurated on January 20th, 1961, President Kennedy famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." President Kennedy was calling upon all the American citizens and the citizens of the world to be stakeholders in making the United States and the world a better place. President Kennedy's request was a clarion call in the 20th century for that nation and a democracy. It is even more essential request today in the 21st century for the United States, and I believe for India as well. This is true because the United States and India are the two largest democracies in the world. The United States was established as a democratic republic nearly 2 centuries and 1/2 ago. For the past 100 years or so, it has been the standard bearer for democracy globally. By contrast, Indian Democratic Republic is less than 70 years old. For many years, India has looked to the United States for an example of democratic behavior. Because of changing circumstances in the United States and around the world, I believe we are at a pivot point. India has the chance to become a leader, an example setter, and to become, as President Obama labeled it, an indispensable partner with the United States and the global stage to demonstrate the fullest potential of democracy and democratic values. India's most recent national election had a 70+% participation, a higher rate that has ever been achieved in the United States around the world. I might add, it shows that India is poised to assume that leadership role. The next step required for India to achieve that status must come through the collective participations and contributions of the concerned citizens, such as those of you in this audience. In a phrase, civic engagement will provide the basis for making India a leader for democracy on the world stage. The best definition of civic engagement that I have been seen comes from a collective reading titled Civic Responsibility and Higher Education. That definition states, civic engagement means working to make a difference in the civic life of our communities and developing the combination of knowledge, skills, values, and motivation to make the difference. It means promoting the quality of the life in community through both political and non-political processes. In my opinion, civic engagement takes 5 forms: individual engagement, organizational engagement, political engagement, community engagement, and social engagement. I will define each of these forms in a minute. Before doing so, let me explain why the need for civic engagement is so critical for all of you and the opportunity for India to be a leader in this area is so great. The reason that the need for civic engagement is critical is that the support for and approval of democratic political system among youth in democracy around the world is in a decline. That is what researchers from Harvard and researchers from the University of Melbourne report in an article in the January edition of the Journal of Democracy. And the researchers found that the attitude among the young generation in a stable liberal democracy such as the United States, Great Britain, Sweden, Australia, and New Zealand were becoming increasingly negative. The researchers' specific findings regarding the United States include the following. More than a quarter of the United States young generation dismissed the importance of free elections to a democracy. Only around a third of the young people see civil rights as absolutely essential in a democracy. As Bob Dylan put it, the times, they are a-changing. And in terms of support for democracy, in many places, they are not changing for the better. These findings will lead to disengagement from the democratic process, or as the researcher termed it, as a deconsolidation of or disconnect from democracy. The researcher did not look at India, but I do firmly believe in my motherland, the opposite could be true. Democracy in India is still in its infancy rate. While there have been bad patches and troubled spots over the years, I firmly believe that solid progress has been made and that India is now positioned for making a stronger connection as a democratic system. That is why I firmly believe if you as a concerned citizen get more engaged in shaping the course and the direction of the country, that India can become a shining beacon to cast the light of its democracy worldwide. That brings me back to the 5 forms of civic engagement. As I mentioned, they are individual, organizational, political, community, and social. Individual engagement being the best one can be and personally responsible for one's action. Organizational engagement is contributing to the success of the groups to which one belongs, such as the place where one works, the place where one worships, and the places of affiliation. The political engagement is participating in those processes that shape the structure and the nature of the government. Community engagement is collaborating to make the locale and the world in which we live a better place. Social engagement is advocating for justice and equality of treatment and opportunity for all the people, regardless of caste, creed, religion, race, and background and belief. This definition may be a little abstract for all of you. I will add some meat to the bones by sharing a little bit of my own civic engagement. My individual engagement began right here at Aligarh Muslim University, where I got the quality education that helped me to become the best that I can be. I continued that education and got 2 degrees from the University of Colorado in the United States, where I went to pursue the American dream. I crossed the Atlantic Ocean to get a good education and also to realize and attain and achieve the American dream. With that preparations, aiming high, hard work, and assistance from others, I was able to achieve the American dream. My organizational engagement centered in starting my own information technology company. I did that after learning the profession at 2 other firms. With the help of the key managers and employees, in the brief span of 10 years, we built the company to over 3,000 employees and with a revenue of $300 million before I sold it to Ross Perot in 2007. I am the beneficiary of America's kindness and generosity. Let me point out, success in business is a team sport. When people say how I became successful, it's not me, it's we who made it happen. It is America's inclusiveness and openness that provided me the ladders of opportunity to succeed. These are the values and the qualities and the strength of America that all of us could proudly and truly embrace. Let me also say that diverse nation and inclusive society is more creative and innovative. I firmly believe that inclusive and diverse society is a strength as it enriches a nation and ensures all people have an equal chance to succeed. My community engagement was driven in response to another call from President John F. Kennedy. President Kennedy said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." I'm reminded and guided by those words of President Kennedy every day in my life. I understand this requirement, and since selling my business, I have made a major commitment to community and a social involvement. My community involvement is concentrated primarily on higher education. I have supported scholarship programs and initiatives not only in the United States, India, and around the world. As you all know, that I'm here this week for the dedication of the new management complex that has been named in our honors here at Aligarh Muslim University. Let me shed some light. As a part of my community engagement, I do firmly believe I just received an Interfaith Leadership Award, that I firmly believe interfaith dialogue is it brings people together, it increases the religious or cultural unity. All of us from different backgrounds and different faiths need to work together. We need to strengthen the bond that binds us as one family. Our bonds are stronger than the differences that too often drive us apart. I strongly believe that interfaith dialogue allows us to build bridges, to break down the barriers, and to promote the dialogue of understanding with the various faiths, and to promote a shared sense of community. India has long succeeded because it is diverse, inclusive, and tolerant. Indians of all faith and background need to come together to reject the hate and bigotry in all forms. You need to step up, and speak out by rejecting the voices that seek to divide you or limit your civil rights, women's rights, minorities' rights. You must continue to fight for a fairer, a stronger, inclusive, and just India with inclusive economic growth. You are stronger together, and together you can help shape a better future. I ask all of you to remember the fundamental acceptance of equality of other religions, but now looking to the heavens and to the gods whom we worship by looking at the earth and the people and the family that we all are. My social engagement takes a number of forms. I've written 2 books, Renewing the American Dream and Working the Pivot Point. Both books are focused on reducing inequality, injustice in America and strengthening the social fabric of the America and around the world. When I began my education and started my own business, I did not really think about them as a form of civic engagement. And looking back now, I understand that they definitely were, and that we all here on this earth for higher purpose. We have a short time on this planet of earth. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan understood this completely. From the founding of Aligarh, Sir Syed saw Aligarh as a mighty tree with branches. He forecast that this college may expand in a university whose sons and daughters shall go forth throughout the length and breadth of the land to preach the gospel of free inquiry, of large-hearted tolerations, and a pure morality. As I look at you in this audience today, I reflect on all that I have learned at Aligarh Muslim University, and how fortunate I was and how fortunate you are to be associated with this great institution. This institution develops not only the mind, but also the spirit and the soul. So they are the prerequisite for meaningful civic engagement. In retrospect, I also recognize the gift of being from in India and the struggle that we have endured to make this country a democratic republic. As you all know, Mahatma Gandhi made our citizenship possible. I do not know Gandhi ever used the form of civic engagement. I do know without him, there will be no Republic Day for India, and without his influence and impact on others, the United States and the world would be a far different place. As you know, Mahatma Gandhi's teaching and his approach to civic engagement are centered around peace, love, and nonviolence. In 2017, radical extremists like ISS and the others are countering Mahatma Gandhi and his teaching and his preaching with acts of war, hate, and violence. If they are successful, Republic Day in India and in places around the world that celebrates the democracy and diversity will become a distant memory. The tradition of Mahatma Gandhi and his followers who came before us, I believe that you and I, along with others who understand the values of a free society, can prevent that apocalyptic vision. That's our responsibility. It is my responsibility. It is your responsibility, and the future is in your hands. With that in mind, as I near the conclusion of my speech, I have one request to make for each and every one of you. It is, please get civically engaged, politically engaged, and do so by becoming a 21st century citizen. This is an important request because a nation is no better than its citizens. In fact, the citizens of the nation, whether it's a farmer, a factory worker, an entrepreneur, a teacher, or a politician, we are all citizens. And how we assemble ourselves and what we accomplish defines the fabric, psyche, and the soul of this nation. President Kennedy said, in a democracy, every citizen, regardless of his interest in politics, holds office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility. In the final analysis, the kind of government we get depends how we fulfill those responsibilities. I ask each and every one of you to fulfill those responsibilities by being a 21st century citizen who plays in the 3-to-1 league. Be informed, do your homework, get all the facts, be independent, exercise your personal judgment, be involved, get engaged proactively on the issues that matters most to you. Based upon your assessment, determine exactly where and how you want to be. I've discussed where and how I have been engaged, not as an example for you to follow, but as a description of Frank Islam's approach to civic engagement. Frank Islam's approach is Frank Islam's approach, and you must carve out your own path and methods for civic engagement. The important thing is that you must get engaged. You need to play your part to the fullest to help people see across the divides and build a more civil and a functional society here in India. The one piece of advice that I would give you is the one not to be timid in making your choices for civic engagement. Have the courage to be a difference maker. Be resilient. If anyone can do it, you can, because Aligarh Muslim University is filled with the people who want to make a meaningful difference, who want to make the world a better place. In closing, let me leave you with final thoughts from Robert F. Kennedy, the president of John F. Kennedy. President Kennedy's younger brother said, "Some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream things that never were and ask why not." Frank Islam said no limits. If you can conceive it, you can believe it, you can also achieve it. In the 21st century, when the democracies around the world are being so tempest-torn, there's a critical need for constructive citizen engagement that changes the current trajectory. I believe because of who you are as an Aligarian, regardless of your educational discipline, that you have the technical expertise and the moral fortitude to be leaders in changing that trajectory. Therefore, I call upon all of you to be a difference maker for democracy. The need is critical, the stage is ours, the time is now. Before I leave this stage, let me offer some advice for the young people in the audience as you take the next steps in your life journey. Be a lifelong learner. Do something special for someone in particular. Be the best you can be. Get a good education. Exploit your fullest potential. Stay true to you. Never, ever give up. Create your own legacy. Wittingly, unwittingly, every day in our life, we create our own legacy. Make it your own journey. I want you to do well, but also do good. No hope should be high enough for you to achieve, and no dream should be big enough for you to achieve. You have the capacity to make impossible as possible. Be the change that you like to see happen. Do not forget your heritage and roots. Dedicate yourself to draw upon the values, ingenuity, decency, dignity, and a spirit that has always been the greatness of Aligarh Muslim University. Be the leaders for the next generation. Never, ever be frightened of the future, but you need to build the future. Invest in others by sharing and giving back. When you are successful, provide the ladders of opportunity for others to succeed. Do what you can to ensure the Aligarh Muslim University remains a beacon of hope, aspirations, and dream. Extend your hand, your heart, your help to those who are voiceless, to those who are vulnerable, to those who are less fortunate, to those who are poor, to those who are socially and economically disadvantaged. Let us together empower them with education and economic mobility. Let us help them through their darkest moment of their lives. Remember, when they succeed, all of us succeed, India succeed, and the world succeed. Let me also add, all of you will do well to remember that no religion, no race, no culture, no civilization has a monopoly on wisdom or the human dignity. Wisdom belongs to all of you, but you need to believe in yourself, you need to work hard, aim high, and get the right education, then you can achieve your dream. Let us commit ourselves to ensure that Sasiya's cause will endure and his dream shall never die. Let's keep the hope alive. Let us keep his memory alive. Let us keep the light burning. Let us carry the torch handed over to us by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Thanks for your attention and good luck and Godspeed in your civic engagement and efforts. Rest assured that I will be your ally in this quest to make the democracy stronger and India and the world a better place. God bless you all.
Thank you, everyone. Now may I please request our Vice Chancellor, Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah, to kindly deliver his presidential address.
Assalamu alaikum. Jai Hind. Dr. Frank Islam, Pro Vice Chancellor, Mr. Alam, ladies and gentlemen, you all must take inspiration from the words spoken by Dr. Frank Islam and from his life's journey. You all must know, or you would have known by now, how he went across to the United States and studied and became a success. So remember, because of his hard work, sincerity of purpose, and his dedication, he's achieved what he is what is today. So you are what you think you are, and you can be what you want to be, inshallah. So have confidence in your abilities. So I would like to thank Dr. Frank Islam for his very, very inspiring words, and I am certain that all of you draw inspiration. Every person, every member in this, of this audience must have an ideal, somebody who he or she can look forward to, should emulate them, follow their example, and let me tell you, if you follow Dr. Frank Islam's method, his way of leadership, you will succeed, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Your words, sir, always inspire us to achieve bigger goals. Thank you, sir. May I request Brigadier Syed Ahmed Ali, the Pro Vice Chancellor of AMU, to deliver a vote of thanks and conclude the session.
Ladies and gentlemen, you must remember that great men like Frank Islam Sahab do not do different things. They simply do it differently. And that is why Frank Islam Sahab today is what is Frank Islam, a synonym for success all over the globe. Your leadership or your success in life will not be measured by the number of followers that you have created. It will be measured by the number of leaders that you have created. Let us then go and get all leaders created from Aligarh Muslim University. Our aim is to produce more and more leaders and less followers. I have noted some point of yours address, and I'll try to note it back when I go home in my diary so that I can keep reminding myself what you spoke this afternoon. I come on to the formal Thanksgiving. First of all, we are deeply indebted to Dr. Frank Islam for sparing his time and being with us here this afternoon. You have given us a shoulder to lean upon. You have provided us in our moments of low something to look forward to, something to be inspired with, something to be really taken that yes, it can be done and it will be done, in your own words. You have made us truly inspirational. We are proud of your achievements, and we are proud that you belong to Aligarh Muslim University. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Moving forward, I am happy to inform our guests that Dr. Frank F. Islam has written a book, Frankly Speaking, which is based on lectures by Dr. Frank and sequenced in a way that depicts his life story, from his humble beginning to his towering success. Now I request all the guests to kindly unveil and release the book, and I also request Mr. Zubair Ahmed, editor of Muslim Mirror, who has compiled this book, to also join us on the stage. Thank you.